Okay, everyone, I haven't done a video for a little bit, but the issue of AI, artificial intelligence, in academic work has been coming up more and more. So, to kind of do a video on how we deal with this is that I look at it from a twofold way. One, there's the technical, or if you will, the more prescriptive. How do we deal with this and the consequences? And then there's the other side, which is more, you know, why students do it and why they shouldn't. Right? One's more in a way quantitative, one's more qualitative. So we look at the first part of it is the system of AI comes out and students and it's really not even just students, it's a number of people. They want to do a briefing or PowerPoint. They say, I don't have a lot of time, I'm just going to let AI do it. And then they just song and dance it and say, oh look, I did a great job. And so people buy that, right? And the main problem with that is you really are not an expert at that point. You're not really demonstrating knowledge. It's nice to present and to present well, but if you don't really know what you're talking about, you don't have the research, the experience, the writing, it just really detracts over time, and it becomes apparent. That's the thing. So when we look at this from an academic perspective, the chats or the AIs tend to write on such a level. I've suggested to them is ask students what level they want to write it at, because it's just become so apparent that it's cheating, right? And that's what it is. It's just cheating. There's there's programs that help you to like say, okay, I don't understand the grammar here, but let's kind of work on this grammar, and helps you. And then you kind of are supposed to grow with that. Like, okay, that's something interesting. I didn't know I could write that way, or okay, I get that rule of English and or words and all that. So that's a tool that helps you to grow. And then there's ones that just they help modify your work by basically writing it or large sections of it. That it's just cheating. Okay. So what's interesting about these programs is that one program comes out to chat, and then I think secretly these companies make a secondary company, or they just openly do it, and they just say, oh well, we have this program that helps you detect the cheating. So like, okay, so we go and cheat, and then we're going to make a program that helps us detect the cheating. So it's like they're making money on both ends, right? So it's going to be like using Course Hero and all that. Eventually, the AI detects the AI. So just skip it, right? And then the consequences are you get a zero, a write up, you're a cheater. Just avoid all that, right? And just work on. It's hard work. Writing is not easy. I am not a natural writer. I would not, but I know that over the years I've put a lot of effort to become a better writer, and I think that's important, because when I talk to people and they see my writing in an email or whatever, they go, okay, that matches. But if you're just always getting good writing, but you can't do, that doesn't match, and then that makes people question, are you cheating? Are you getting other people to do stuff? It becomes a bigger issue, and it really detracts from the integrity of what you're doing. The other side of the coin is, I always tell students, this is your education, so make the most of it. If you want to be a checklist student, which I have videos on, that's fine. If you want to sit there and actually learn how to write better and analyze better and research better, and also course material, that's really the point of the courses, right? So when you graduate, people, it's not about the piece of paper, right? I hate when I hear this, like, well, I'm old school, I got experience, I've been on the streets, and I get all this. Well, that doesn't matter. Like, I have it too. Everyone has street smarts. I mean, eventually they get experience over time. That's not the point, So that's not unique. It's nice to have it. Some people have better experiences. Some have more successful. Some have less. Whatever. But at the end of the day, the piece of paper is not what's important. It's the process of the piece of paper. And so when I run into students, they go, "Well, I'm already an expert. It doesn't matter." Well, that's not what the point of the paper is. It's to help give you more knowledge and more technical and more writing experience and research experience, and that helps to bring things together. I mean, I've been through the world's greatest and largest tech school in the world, the United States Army, or you say United States military, but I also fused it with education and other things, right? And and it helped me to make me a stronger person, like in the sense of academics, even seeing things from a technical standpoint. I've had firefighter after firefighter say, "Yeah, I know all the material because I've done X, Y, Z." But then when they start researching and working on their writing, they go, well, I've had one that came out and pretty cool. He's like, yeah, I get all the technical and the knowledge, but now I'm starting to understand it in a different way because I'm seeing the theories, I'm seeing the research, and I'm writing it differently. And that writing helps me to communicate my thoughts better, and I can get promoted. And it was interesting to see that technical, old school, I'm on the street knowledge coupled with academics coming together. That's what you want. But it's not a piece of paper. We can take a Xerox machine to start Xeroxing diplomas off, and you can pretend to be a college graduate. But if you really don't demonstrate it, that's where you start struggling at work, right? The people are going to say, well, this person has a degree, but where did they get that again? Because I don't see the writing, I don't see the research, I don't see anything. And that becomes more and more of an issue. Um, it's something that you pay a lot of money for and you spend a lot of time, and the time's worth more than the money. A lot of people don't get that. So you're spending more time cheating than actually doing the work. So what's the point of it? Well, I just need a piece of paper. Well, that's fine. If it was just about a piece of paper, we could just solve the education issue in America by Xeroxing high school diplomas, technical degrees, all that stuff, and just saying everyone's got a piece of paper, we're all good, education solved. It doesn't work that way. So um, it comes out in the wash. Some people get lucky and kind of fall through the system, but most people, if you put the hard work in, you're going to get the results, and you're going to be happy and know that you earned what you got, and that eventually you're going to get to that next job, and they're going to see that quality, right? They're going to see that piece of paper, but they're going to see the quality behind it, and that process quality and all that. That's what's important. So, having said that, it's just a brief video on that and something to kind of consider. There's a lot of resources out there. Perlo Writing Program, GramCheck, even Grammarly does a lot of good work in the sense of helping you correct your grammar, not writing it, because there is a cheat version of it. So go out there and look at those resources. There's tutors at the schools typically. Use those resources to professor and get the most out of your education. I appreciate it, and best of luck.